Hello cat people! How are you today? I am Cat Lady Antigone and today we are having a Q&A about Sweden. As usual, before we actually start with the questions, I would like to explain you my makeup, but even before that, I would like to point out some things. So, if you see here, or maybe around my neck area, you might notice that I am kinda red before today's video. I just did a body paint. It's gonna be on Instagram if you are interested in that. So my Instagram is gonna be down there. It's Cat Lady Antigone. I think that you know it by now. So let's get back to the main point, which is my makeup, and I'm gonna start explaining it to you a little bit. So on my eyes, I have first of all this eyeshadow base. This is from Louise, and it's the whitest one. I don't know. It's Rumor 01. I think it's the first shade that you can find. It's just white for the cat crease. For the cat crease, I have used this cutie here, which is from Mortis Cosmetica. It's the Anti-Valentine's palette. This palette is actually gifted to me by them, and it's a great honor, as I have mentioned in one of my previous videos, because they are actually from America, so they send this palette from America to me, and it's just a great honor to me. Anyway, also on my eyes I have from Beauty Bay, Utopia. It's a very nice palette, and it's a new babe in my collection. And the line that I have here, it is made by Ulax Jump, which is from Liquid Diamond, if I'm not mistaken, series. Yep, it's Liquid Diamond. So actually I have tried this as a topper on my lips. It works amazingly great. So if you're interested, I will leave a link down below where you can buy it. This thing is also gifted to me, but yeah. Anyway, we continue with the rest of the face. On my cheeks, I have from MUA the blush it's a liquid cream blush to start, and the shade is Rouge Noir. Excuse my French, but I think I can say it correctly. So hear me now. It's Rouge Noir. Huh? Did I say it better or not? Anyway, also, what else do I have? The highlighter. The highlighter is again from MUA, the Prism Powder Highlighter. It's the shade Star Illusion. What else? Yeah, my lips. I forgot my lips. So on my lips I have from Wycon, which is an Italian brand, this intense eye pencil, but I used it on lips. It works great. It's shade 17 Clover, and on the top of that I have a pigment which I cannot actually show it to you because I forgot the actual lid, so I only have this one here. It's from Ferry. It's a Swedish brand, and it's an amazing pigment. It's just so great. I asked you on Instagram to send me some questions about Sweden, about my experience in Sweden, whatever you wanted either way, but related to Sweden or to me in Sweden in general. Keep this in mind. So you were amazing. I have a lot of questions to reply, and I actually included some questions that I have from you either in previous Q&As or in private messages, because that's great. I have the opportunity to explain you a little bit more about that. I forgot actually to ask you if you're okay to mention your name. So for this Q&A, you will excuse me, hopefully, but I will not mention any name. Since I don't know if you're okay with that or not. I don't know. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable with that or feel that you don't want your name to be public or anything. So I'm grabbing my cup of tea here in my favorite cup with mermaid, and I start with the questions. I will start with some more personal questions, if I can say this, like why did I choose Sweden, what brought me here and stuff like that, and then I will move to some more general questions like what's the culture here and stuff that you will see. At this point I would like to mention something. Of course, everything that I'm gonna say is based on my experience. It's something completely personal. Like, there are some things that are common for everyone here, like what happened with the lockdown, if we had a lockdown or not. This is something which is the same for everyone. But yeah, when it comes to my experience, or for example if I like food here, stuff like that, it's completely personal and you don't have to quote me on these things. Like, I'm from Greece. I had experienced things in some specific way. If you ask someone else from Greece who probably can find here, they might have experienced completely differently the whole situation. So yeah, it's a unique experience for everyone. I will reply to two questions in one, actually. First of all, it's what made me wanted to move specifically in Sweden. Actually, the answer to that is that from when I remember myself, from when I was a child, I was feeling very fascinated by the whole Nordic culture, and in my mind it wouldn't really matter if it was Sweden or Norway or Denmark or Finland. I don't know about Iceland, but I guess it would be very nice to me as well. So yeah, I had an attraction because I knew about the nature, I knew about their fairy tales, and to me everything was so magical and I really wanted to come here and live this fairy tale. So yeah, still growing up having the same mentality and same desire to come here, and actually what brought me here was a master's that I found at the city that I am right now. It's actually a mathematics master in cryptography. If you don't know this about me, I am a mathematician. I have my bachelor's degree from back in Greece, and I came here to continue my studies with a master's. But actually, when I started, I felt kind of like this was not for me. I don't really know if it was the actual study program that I didn't really like, or if it is just me. When I find other things more interesting, when I find that I want to put my energy in some other kind of things like the makeup, the YouTube, the whole Instagram thing that you might know by now if you have seen the video about how and why I started doing makeup. So yeah, I paused the whole master's thing. I don't really know if I'm gonna return to the university or academic studies at some point. It's definitely not my priority right now. I'm very happy with what I'm doing, and I think that this is the most important thing. And if you wanna keep something from today's Q&A, keep this. Do whatever makes you happy. You don't have to be somewhere that someone else's dream it might be, like a university. I don't say that this was my case, no, not at all. But since I know that this is the case for most people, please just make sure that whatever you're doing makes you happy and keep following this, no matter what. This is the most important thing. So yes, of course, I love living here. I find Sweden the perfect country for me. Because first of all, as I told you before, it was my dream, so it's just a fulfilled dream. So to me, everything is great here. I really appreciate the culture. I appreciate the way that people are kind of more distant than what I was used to, because in my mind, like, having too much physical touch, like you talk to someone and you touch them, like, it's not really working for me. And now people are like, nope, you talk to me, so you need to be kind of away from me, and that's great. I really enjoy that. I find that most of the people, of course I cannot say everyone, but most of them are very kind and very polite, And in general, my personal experience is very, very good. So, of course, I enjoy living there. If I wouldn't, no, probably I would be somewhere else, either back in Greece or wherever, somewhere in the world. Life here is kinda more expensive than what I'm used to, but of course there are better salaries, so it's balanced. So I would say life here is balanced. It's different. Another thing that I would say from Greece, definitely way different. In the way that people treat or people react or whatever they say. Sometimes we have a very different way of thinking, but of course I'm mentioning it in a very, very positive way, because I feel that this whole thing with differences and all this stuff at least helped me grow my personality, my character, and all in all it was a very positive thing. Next questions that I had, and actually I had these specific questions with other words and paraphrasing by a lot of people, and it has to do with the weather, if it is actually cold here or how is the weather, stuff like that. There is a thing there that I can compare with Greece at least. Of course it's a lot colder, like a lot, at least for me, because I lived all my life in Greece until 24. Yep. So to me, yeah, it's of course different, it's colder and all these things, but the thing is that inside the buildings during winter they're really warm. Like I can literally be with what I'm wearing right now in winter and don't feel cold at all. What about the summer now? Because I had a general question about the weather. The summer is, yeah, colder, but here the summer was in a very mild and nice temperature. Yeah, there were some days which were hotter in general, in average, but the whole experience is still milder, so I enjoy the kind of colder summer. Right now, we have August in general, and it's night, so I don't feel that I want to open a window or need to open a window, because then the apartment becomes colder and then it's unpleasant. Anyway, if this makes sense to you or if this helps you understand more about the weather, yeah, this is a fact. Let's move on to some more cultural stuff. I had a question about if there are concerts here in Sweden. Tricky question, because I've actually been there only 1 year, and that's the year of Corona. So my answer is not accurate, probably. Also note that I live in a very small city. So my experience here was that I didn't really actually learn about any concert or something, a gig, something like that, but I think that this was mainly due to Corona. I feel, or from what I've heard, that there are a lot of gigs that are happening during normal times, so hopefully next year we will have the opportunity to see more nice things like concerts or everything. Yeah, so I cannot really answer to that now. It's about food. If the food here is good. Look, the thing is that I don't know if you know, I live with my boyfriend. He cooks a lot, he's Swede. So from what I have tasted from him and his traditional food that he likes to cook, everything that I tried was amazing. There is not a single dish that I say, no, I don't like this one. So the food is great. When it comes to the restaurant food, actually, of course we have some fast food restaurants like McDonald's, KFC, a local brand which is called Max, and this is just fast food, okay? If you have experienced fast food, that's the thing. And we have the restaurants, we have some pizzerias. Personally, the pizza here is not for me, I guess. I definitely have tried better pizzas, so yeah. But when it comes to other type of restaurants, from my experience, everything was very good and very fine. So all in all, the food is a very nice experience here. The thing is that the local dishes are based mainly on meat. Of course, you can find vegetarian or vegan editions, but it's kind of harder because the whole culture is based on meat, if I can say that. So yeah, if you don't eat meat and you wanna try the local things, then it might be kind of more tricky, but still I'm sure that you can find alternative options. Since we are to the more cultural stuff, I had a question about what are our celebrations here and how we actually celebrate them. So, from my experience, I don't know if I have missed anything, there are three great celebrations, the biggest ones. So we have Christmas, Yule. Actually, it has to do with very fancy food. We exchange gifts and it's so nice as an experience because everything is so, I don't know how to say it, cozy, and you feel like belonging to a family, like wherever or with whoever you are. It's so nice. And actually, I don't remember if it is Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, sorry. It's been a lot, you know, but we are watching Donald Duck on TV in some local channels, and that's so cozy because you're sitting on the couch, you have some candy, some very special candies for these days, you have something to drink like coffee or you're doing the fika, and then you're watching that and it's so amazing. The New Year's Eve is pretty much very similar to the Greek one. You wait for the New Year and you celebrate then. That's about the whole Christmas thing. I guess Easter is another big celebration, but actually we did nothing special, so I don't know if I wanna say that it's equally big to Christmas. At least if I compare with the Greek Easter, in Greece we are doing more things, but I don't think that that's relevant right now, so I'm not gonna explain you the Greek tradition. Another big thing that we have is the Midsummer Day. Then we celebrate the biggest day of the year, and it's actually a great celebration, which I didn't have the opportunity to live at full this year due to Corona, of course. But the thing is that you have some, what's the word for that? I would say wooden sticks or something. Actually, I will include pictures this time, okay? I promise. That's a promise, okay? Yeah, so you dance around these things. You have again very special food, great food, and there is a lot of drinking during this celebration. It's very interesting. I think it's pagan related, as more of the Christmas celebrations as well, so that makes the whole thing extra interesting for me because of the actual background, and I really want to make some more proper research about the roots of these celebrations, but they're fascinating and that's such an experience to live there and celebrate. And then there is a National Day of Sweden, it's the 6th of June, but we didn't do anything special, so I don't know if we celebrate it somehow or not. So yeah, from my experience, these are the greatest holidays that I have seen, or I've been there, you know. I had some questions about people's character. First of all, if they're welcoming. Again, it's my experience there. I felt that with whoever I tried to talk, everyone was so polite with me. I heard some bad things about Swedes, but I don't feel that they are accurate. So at least in my case, everyone was very, very good with me. Everyone was more than happy to help me, at least during my first days when I didn't actually know a lot of things or what to do or anything. So yeah, all in all, my experience with people that I didn't know was good. Another question is how is the character of Swedish people in general? Of course, this is a very, very general question, and I cannot answer that properly because, you know, every person, I mean, is unique. So I don't feel that I wanna create, you know, a rule that fits them all. It's wrong. So again, I will talk from my experience and what I experienced, and of course I cannot say that I had to do with 1,000 people so to know, you know, like I met around from 10 to 20 Swedish people until now and actually had some kind of communication. So from what I have seen, yes, they are kinda more distant than, of course, what I was used to, but this is not something negative actually. They want their time and space, and that's completely fine because I feel that most of the times I function kinda in the same way, so this whole thing I feel that actually fits me. So yeah, they want some space and time, but if they actually decide to be like your people, I think that they are loyal and at least they're so polite, which I really appreciate. Now, I had a weird question and I don't know how it came from, but I don't know, like since I had it, I feel that it might be a saying or something, and this question is if it is illegal to use the flush in the toilet after 10 p.m. Of course not. Of course not. We still use the toilet at night, so of course we need to use the flush. So I don't know where this comes from actually, but it's completely fine, no problem at all. The neighbors of course are not complaining, why should they, you know? Yeah, and everything is fine. Another question that I had is if nature is accessible, first of all, in my city or from bigger cities. I don't know about bigger cities, to be honest. I haven't been able to travel a lot around Sweden. Hopefully after Corona, after all this nightmare finish, I hope to be able to travel more and actually tell you what's happening. So I'm only gonna share the experience that I have here in this city. And yeah, we have a lot of nature. It's a lot better than I have imagined or the picture that I had about Sweden. But actually, the city here is the greenest city of Europe, so this means something. We have amazing forests. Hopefully, I will try to include some images to show you what we have there and how is everything. Everything is super close to where I live, at least. We have some lakes as well, I think 4 in the city, if I'm not mistaken. And everything is very nice, and to me it's so relaxing that I can have access to the nature, like whenever I want. I can even go out at the balcony and see the forest. Actually, I don't know, you might have seen at the vlog what is my view from my balcony. So all in all, that's great, you know. Is there racism in Sweden? From my experience, no. Personally, I haven't faced any racism or anything, but again, since I haven't been talking with, you know, a lot of people due to Corona and everything, so I would say that my circle was a little bit narrow. I don't know, actually, that's the answer. So maybe in some cases I think that racism might be a thing, like in most of the countries. So yeah, it would be utopian if we could actually find a country without any trace of racism. But since I haven't faced anything, other people might have face. Actually, I don't know if I have examples from that. I think no, but yet again, it's my experience. Another one. So yeah, personally, I was lucky and everyone was so good with me. So that makes me extra happy, you know. I had a question if someone actually needs to know the language before this person comes here. So to this I would say it depends. I feel that if you wanna only study here and then go back to your country or go to another country or do whatever, not stay here, I mean, I don't think that this is necessary. It's gonna be a lot easier for this person, but I don't think that someone who just knows good English, it's this person gonna find any difficulties or something. I think most of the people there are quite fluent, so yeah. But the thing is that if you wanna work here or actually stay here, then things are kinda more complicated. Yes, you need to know the language, at least if you are in a small city like I am, because if you don't know the language, then it's so difficult to actually find a job, like whatever job. I don't feel that you are compatible or you actually have chances from my experience. Another question is if you actually need a job in order to be able to have access in the country. I would say no, but if you don't wanna have a job or if you don't feel like this is necessary, then you need to find somehow to cover your expenses or the rent or all these things, which is very difficult in my opinion, especially because Sweden is an expensive country, and if you don't have a job, then how will you be able to pay that? But let's say that you're a millionaire and you don't have any issues, then yeah, there is absolutely no problem. You're more than welcome here. And for the end, or among the last questions, actually, I don't know if I have anything more. No, I don't have. So yeah, I left the most difficult and interesting question, I would say. So I'm gonna read it exactly as I read it. Let's say that I want to live in Sweden now. What do I need so I can achieve that? So it depends, I would say. First of all, I would like to talk a little bit about something that we have here, which is called personal number, and it's actually a number that gives you access to things like health and many other important things. Like, for example, if you want to order from a pharmacy, then it's a very good thing to have this number because most of them are asking you. Or if you want to have a bank account, all this stuff, it's a very, very useful number. So if you don't have it, then you do not have access in a lot of things. Okay, so how can you get this number? You can get this number if you have a good excuse to persuade the authorities here that you have come here to stay. That means that you either need to study, but doing studies like Erasmus or something short period of time, it's not a good idea actually, because I think that the minimum is your studies to last, let's say, 2 years or something like that. I'm not sure about that, it's more than one, I think, something like that. Yeah, or if you have found a job here, so then you can actually prove that you want to stay here. And all these things are applicable if you are a citizen of European Union, because that's what I am, so that's my experience. Now, if you are not from European Union, I don't know what's happening actually. I think this by itself complicates things a lot more, So, to reach to a conclusion for this question, what do you need to come here and suppose stay here? A good reason, something to persuade people to give you that number, so then you can do actually things. So if you can study and someone else, let's say your parents, can cover your rent and your food and whatever you need to spend here, you're fine. You will definitely get the number and everything's gonna be good. But if you're here again with the same amount of money, but you cannot prove that you will stay, then you cannot have this number, and then everything is so different. So I would advise, I don't like this word, recommend I would say, to find a proper reason before you actually decide to move here, and then this by itself will make everything easier, the whole experience easier for you. So today, at the word of the day part of the video, we're gonna have a little surprise, because I felt that one word is not enough. So today we had a Q&A, meaning questions and answers. So I would like to translate this into Greek and actually have these 3 words as the words of the day today. So, questions, ερωτήσεις. Say with me, ερωτήσεις, ερωτήσεις. And και, it's very easy, it's και. And answers is απαντήσεις. Απαντήσεις. Say with me, απαντήσεις. So the whole Q&A thing, it's ερωτήσεις και απαντήσεις. I don't know how easy it's gonna be for you to try to write a comment using this thing, ερωτήσεις και απαντήσεις. So you can actually say that, for example, I liked your ερωτήσεις και απαντήσεις. I don't know, like, be creative once again. So that was the words of the day for today. And let's move on. That was our video. I know it was a long, huge video, and thank you so much if you actually stayed until this very end here with me. That makes me very happy, you know. Thank you so much for the questions, because I felt really happy when I noticed that this is a thing that makes a lot of you care or actually want to ask things. So I'm more than happy to help you. If you have forgot anything, feel free to write down at the comments, and of course we can discuss more if you find something, if you have found something interesting during the video, or something that you actually want to say or ask or whatever. Of course, more Q&As are coming, mainly on Instagram, so don't forget to follow me there. It's gonna be Katlady Adigoni. It's gonna be down there at the description box. I think you know by now. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because many interesting things are coming. And of course, the bell, it's very important. Ring that bell, ring that bell. I know you don't want to miss any notifications. So thank you so much again, A, for being there with me today, and B, for your questions. I really appreciate your participation to what I was doing, and more Q&As are coming. So with that said, bye.